But yeah, it looks like we have a SPSS link to click. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm opening it now.
Awesome.
Are you using VMware again, Tara?
Me? No, I'm just I'm an SPSS, but.
Yeah. Because you used it that one day.
I did.
No, because we ended up finding that the Excel sheet was on the thing.
Yeah. I just needed an idiot-proof explanation for why I was not smart that day. Yay.
Cool. Okay.
I have to sit here and not touch anything or else mine won't load, so.
Oh.
And oh, go. Nope. Is it gonna work? Oh, it did. Yay. Okay. It's always nice when things work the way they should. Oh, wait a minute. That's the chiropractor one. This is the voting one. Shoot.
Mine pulled up the chiropractor one. Oh, wait, no. What did mine pull up? I don't even know what this is.
Question for the first or for the next 7 questions, it's asking about stuff from voting. Gosh, we haven't had enough politics lately.
Yeah, that's weird because the thing that I pulled up is about wellness and preventative health at risk. Is that what yours was?
Well, because it's given us for degrees of freedom and stuff on this voting one.
Oh, do we have to input information like the redhead was doing?
That's what I don't know because I
was. The chiropractor one is probably for later in the quiz. It just says you're going to need it, not that you need it for the first questions.
Yeah, I was just hoping.
Yeah. Okay, so a public opinion poll surveyed a simple random sample of 1,000 voters. Respondents were classified by gender, male or female, and by voting preference, Republican, Democrat, Independent. The results are found here. In this set of questions, we will explore the research question, do men's voting preferences differ significantly from women's voting preferences? Use the significance level of alpha is 0.05. Which hypothesis test is appropriate for addressing the research question?
It's C.
Gender are not.
So is it trying to track how they vote?
Looks like it. Yeah, just do females vote Democrat or Republican or Independent, right?
Yeah, do they differ?
It's just asking if it's different. Like it's not.
And the null.
Like if men's voting is different than women's voting.
The null is it's the same, right? Because we always start with it's the same, and then the alternative is always the opposite.
No, for chi-square test, the null is independent, and the alternative is blank and blank are not independent.
Okay.
So I think it's C. It's gender and voting preferences are independent, and gender and voting preferences are not independent.
Wait, what did we get for the first one?
For number
3, we're putting C.
Wait, what did we get for? Hold on. Where are we at?
That's the first question.
For less than 19? Oh, shoot. I'm in the homework quiz. My bad.
Oh, shoot.
That's okay.
So what is the equation for the degrees of freedom? That's number of rows minus 1 times number of columns minus 1, right? So D or C?
Give me a sec.
Let's see.
Yeah, rows times columns. Yeah.
Rows minus 1 times columns minus 1. Yeah.
Oh, for C. What is the correct choice for degrees of freedom for this problem?
So do we just...
So we do have to input things.
1, 2, 3, minus 1 times...
Do that as a simple equation.
You don't have to put it in...
It's just number of rows minus 1 times the number of columns minus 1, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's 3 times 2 is
Number of rows.
Well, the rows we have, is that just the 250, like on female, is that just the 250, the 300, the 50, and then the total? So
No,
there-
you don't do the actual numbers. You
No,
literally
I know. I'm just making sure I have clearly defined parameters. So is it just those specific four, that those 4 places where those numbers are those the 4 things that count as rows?
Oh, are you asking like if
I don't
the
understand.
Republican?
Yeah.
So you're asking if it's 4 or 3, like where it starts counting numbers, or if it also where it defines the Republican, Democratic, Independent total? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which,
I don't know.
which one?
there are 4. I think there are 4 columns and 3 rows. So it ends up being 3 times 2.
I guess if we're wrong, we know to count that for the second ring.
So there are 6 degrees of freedom?
Which one are
Whatever.
you on?
5. Should we put 6 for number 5?
Put 6 for number 5?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm just catching up here. What was 4?
C.
And 3 was C2?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And how did we, and D times F was basically taking,
D, we just did the formula that we did in the previous question. So number of rows minus 1 minus number of times number of columns minus 1.
So there are 4 rows and 3 columns. So 4 minus 1 is 3 times 3 minus 1 is 2. So 3 times 2 equals 6.
Yeah.
so rows minus columns.
It's number of rows minus 1 times, just the answer for C is how we,
Looked at it.
or
Okay.
question number 4, that answer is what we did.
Okay. And that's how you find degrees of freedom
Mhm.
throughout this part of the lesson?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
And then for number 6, isn't it just that there are 5 observed counts in at least one cell? Or expected 5 counts in each cell, so wouldn't it be A? For the requirements for a chi-squared test?
Yes.
Okay, the requirement is that all expected counts have to be equal to or above 5 is what's in my notes. So
Yeah, that's right.
what is the value of the chi-squared test statistic for this problem? And the p-value. So do we have to input those all into SPSS?
So I have for that we do the observed count minus the expected count squared divided by the expected count.
Oh, okay. Was that in the book or was that from the video?
That was the Professor Cromar or something, his video.
You madman. All right.
So what's the formula?
So it's observed count minus expected count squared over the expected count.
Oh, that's right.
Do you have it written down?
Yeah, yeah. Can you see it?
Just a sec. Go down just a little bit.
Or like this down.
So x squared equals observed count subtract expected count over expected count.
Yeah.
Squared.
The
It's also squared.
top one's in parentheses and it's squared.
Sorry, just one sec.
You're good. So what's the expected? Where do we find the expected count?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it so it's observed count subtract expected count?
Yeah, squared divided by the
Divided
expected.
by the expected. I had that written down too.
Yeah, but I just don't know how we find that. Ooh.
Well, I thought that's where we use the software, because if you go into the textbook, it's it's
It
all
just gives you steps.
Mhm. Yeah, it gives you all the steps for redefining everything and for all of that, but I just have been.
So do we just have to input it ourselves? So that's what the redhead did.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just not sure how.
Yeah, me neither.
I was trying really hard.
Do we have to open our own? Or well, I mean, if you go to the second tab on the one that we opened,
Mhm.
does that look like what we're supposed to just input things there? No,
I have no idea.
neither. Oh, brother.
Because we have to weigh the cases, and then we have to do the descriptive statistics and the crosstabs and move location or whatever into the rows, and then move the other variable into columns, and then click on statistics, check the box for chi-squared, and then that's how we get our input. That's where we get our, that'll give you the degrees of freedom and the, it's supposed to give you the p-value and everything too.
So should we just open up our own blank SPSS and try it?
Sure, let's do that. Unless anyone else has a better idea.
I don't.
Heather gone? Jordan's blue man again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Heather's a picture of Heather. Heather, are you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to
Weird.
new. So Jordan, when you're opening a new one in SPSS, you just go to File, New,
Yeah.
and then did you click Data, Syntax, Output, or Script?
I'm still looking at the everything right now to see how I'm supposed to put this in.
Well,
this
how
is-
did you open a new one? Is what I'm saying. Like a new blank SPSS. Did you open a new blank SPSS?
No, not yet. I've just opened up the downloaded one.
Oh, gotcha.
If you really want to, I'm sure you could just delete all the data that's there.
Do I?
Just delete the data that they have.
And then reopen it again later.
No, just delete the data. So just highlight everything and then just delete it.
Oh, that seems dangerous.
Well, you could always just open it back up again and have it restore all the other stuff, right?
Maybe. I won't even delete. Okay. So.
So do we have to organize it first?
Yeah, I think we have to weight the cases. But I'm not sure what variables we're supposed to use.
So it says to conduct this test in SPSS, we must first organize the data in a format that SBS requires.
Well, because for this one, you've got totals, you've got column totals and then totals over on the other side. So I'm not sure which.
Do we group it?
Do this. What?
I can't even type it in. It brought up this weird thing.
I
Do we
closed
group
that
it?
other one that I downloaded out and I just opened it up so it would come up blank.
Sarah, to start a new one, you go to File, New, Data.
That's what I did.
Okay.
But when I typed in words, it brought up weird things. Here, I'll show you.
So do we group this by location? Because this looks like it's the same one in the textbook.
We're using the voting preferences one, right?
Oh,
Female, male.
Because
I put in
give us that little block for using for the next 7 questions. So
This is what it did. As soon as I typed in one, I put in female, and it brought up this. I don't even know what that is.
where is the voting preferences one?
it's up at the top of the quiz.
Oh,
Oh, wait, there is something
It's
that
just
we
that-
can pull up?
It's information where it says for the next 7 questions, please use the following information. No, it's just that box up there.
yeah, it's just that
Where it says
information.
Female, male, and then column total. But because when it gives the instructions on the book and it says to go to weigh cases by and then move the variable count into the frequency box. But they only have 1 count on the example, but we've got 2. We've got a column total and then just a regular total. So are we just using the whole total of all of the sum of everybody?
I have no idea. I'm so confused.
Okay. So if you look at the textbook, down at the bottom, it has a chart that looks a lot more like what we have for the voting preferences, right? It's the Europe, Australia, United States total.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go back up to the SPSS instructions, the first one, that way where it has Australia, 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 and then all the other ones,
Europe.
that is what SPSS will recognize. So my guess is we have to transform this table into that table. Like,
Yeah.
so we do female. So for the first column we do female, and then how many rows are there? So female, Democrat, independent. Okay. So it would be like female, 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 and then male, male, male. Okay, that makes sense to me. I'll share my screen, maybe it'll be easier.
So 3 males and then 3 females and then 3 males.
Yeah.
So you just deleted everything?
No, I just opened a new one.
Why won't it let me do that?
So you just press
Just
new and
you go to edit and then clear.
What? It's so you just typed in female, 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 male, male, male.
Yeah.
But isn't it supposed to do that for you automatically? Isn't that why we put it all in there? The way that we do? Because it shows that up at the top of 3 where it talks about the reason for seeking chiropractic care. It shows the chart like that right here. It says the data from the study are summarized in the following contingency table. And then it gives that same table that's down at the bottom, but then it says the research question was whether people's motivation for seeking chiropractic care was independent of their location. So then it says to conduct this test in SPSS, we have to organize the data in a format that SPSS requires. So
Correct.
then-
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so we have to enter it like that?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look like how the redhead did it though.
I don't watch the videos, so I don't know what the redhead does.
It doesn't look
Well,
like
that's
it
the
did.
thing is
Yeah,
was the
it
information
does.
that
I
the
have to
redhead
there.
put
You
in
can eat.
What,
You
Jordan?
can eat though, Jake.
was the information that the redhead put in like was it a link or did he put it in manually?
He put it in manually.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring it up. I'm trying to fast forward through his video so we can see it. Because he put it in manually, but it looks nothing like what that is. Okay, wait, what is this? This isn't what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's weird that they've got all these other things that can separate everything out for us, but that it would need us to enter it specifically that way. Because I don't remember him doing it that way in the video either.
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, this is where he inputs it. Okay, do you guys want me to share my screen and we can watch
Yeah.
what he does? Wait, where'd it go? Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to make sure it's in the right. Okay, let me share my screen. All right. Oh, sorry. I always speed it up. Okay, normal. Oh, he.
Although maybe that's why they gave us a small table, huh, Heather? So we could just put it in a little bit more simplistically. Is that one working for you?
So, and then you have to bring up the second tab.
Is that where you've got your data view and your variable view? I'm just watching Heather's screen.
Okay.
Why'd you do female 3 times?
Because there's a count for female Republican, there's a count for female Democrat, and there's a count for female Independent.
Oh.
Because what you're doing when you're weighting the cases, you're weighting them by their individual count. Like how many female Republicans are there? How many female Democrats are there? How many female Independents are there? But you have to separate that out and then weight the cases by that, so that way it knows that those are counts, not just like you surveyed 50 females and you're just taking notes. Like it's telling SPS what to do.
Hmm. Popcorn. Popcorn for lunch.
Okay, I'm gonna try that and see if it works. Except you probably can't actually see that. Okay. So this is what I got in the output. Here's the chi-squared.
So the value is the 16.204.
I think so.
It says the degrees of freedom is 2, though, and we have 6.
Oh. So it says that the expected counts, in my notes, the expected counts is the row total times the column total divided by the total is the expected count. So that might have been easier for the last question, but.
It's weird. I didn't have that in mind. What is it?
Row total?
So I have it as the row. So it looks. I'll turn my camera back on because I have it written down. Stop sharing. Come on, do what I want you to do. Okay. It might be backwards, but can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's to get the degrees of freedom?
That's the expected count.
Okay. Just
So
so
the row total times the column total divided by the total equal the expected count?
Correct.
sorry. Can you show it one more time, Heather?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oops, sorry, my chair's so loud. But the degrees of freedom, I wonder, did we have, was it only 2 rows and 3, or I mean.
You might, did you count the, you might not count the totals. I might have messed up on that.
That's what I'm thinking, because if it was the 3 rows and the 2 columns.
Then it would be 2 times 1. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
Okay, so then it'd have to be.
So the number 5 is 2.
Okay, and I'm sorry.
Can we show your SPSS again?
Yeah.
What was the column total over?
Okay, so I have that much done. And then what did you do in the variable tab?
In this one?
Well,
What did you do to
Here.
get x squared?
Oh, I did. So did you guys weight your cases?
No,
No.
not yet.
Okay.
no. Okay, so what do yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Because
Okay.
I'm sharing my screen. I have this much done, but I don't have anything else.
Okay, so what you're going to do, I wonder if doing it already here. Let me undo. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Redo. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to data, weight cases.
Wait.
So then you're going to go, you hit the weight cases by, and
Where's
then you're going to
weight cases?
And do it
it's
by
at the very
variable
bottom. It's like
3.
the very, very last one.
Oh, okay, I see it.
And then when you click on that, it'll give you the option, do not wait.
Yeah, and then you want to do it with the count variable, not this, the numerics, not the string variables. So that's number 3.
Okay.
And then you hit OK. And nothing changes, but now it knows that those are counts.
And then to do
Then
an
you're going to go
analysis.
to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then cross tabs. Then you're going to hit Statistics, and then you make sure that the chi-squared box is checked. Hit Continue. And then for rows, you're going to put in what your row variable was, which for us was the first one, so females and males. And then columns are the second one.
Okay.
And then you hit OK. And I'm not.
We don't put in the
We don't do
variable.
anything with the numbers?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
All right. Give me a second to do all that.
So the Pearson chi-squared 16.204, is that a little a next to it?
Yeah.
And does that factor into our answer? If we put what's the chi-squared answer, do
No,
we?
I think that's just a footnote because if you look at the bottom of the thing, it says
Oh,
zero cells of expected count less than 5. So it tells you what the expected count is.
Okay, so that just means that we've met all the requirements, right?
Right.
Okay. Beautiful. 62.04.
So when you weight the classes, there's supposed to be a bunch of graphs that pop up.
What?
Is there supposed to be a bunch of graphs that pop up when you do when you weight the classes?
I didn't
No.
have any graphs pop up.
What do you mean weight the classes? I don't understand.
So when you go into data and then
Uh-huh.
you weight the classes or weight cases,
Yeah.
and then you put it in the frequency variable for variable 3, and then put in weight cases by, and then press OK. And so then, is it supposed to pop anything up, or does it just
No, it stays the same.
okay?
Nothing changes.
Not until you
So-
do descriptive.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't show me the p-value.
Yeah, find the p-value.
And how did you find X bar? Like, I still don't understand what the observed account is and what the expected account is.
Well, honestly, I don't really understand what it means either. I just know where to find it.
Mm-hmm.
You know where to find what? Yeah, see,
Whether or
mine
not-
doesn't have a bar chart.
Oh, that's because I clicked the clustered bar chart when I did the
Oh.
test.
Yeah,
Because my suggested doing that.
where do we find the p-value?
The p-value is the asymptotic significance, two-sided. It's 0.000.
The what? Oh,
So
I-
it's
oh.
this one.
Yeah. So which one do we read?
Okay, so the Pearson chi-squared, it's the chi-square test, and then Pearson's chi-squared is the test statistic, so that's the 16.204. And then the asymptotic significance, that's the p-value.
Hold on, let me see yours, so with my Pearson chi-squared, my
Yeah.
value is 26.989 squared.
Okay. Either you or I made a typo in the data then.
So I put.
I think I got the same thing as you, Heather.
I did too. But I copied my
Jordan.
data from your screen.
Oh, I did it wrong. Dang it! I was way off.
The p-value is just
The first one's read off the things for me. 250.
It goes 250 for the females, then
yeah, Republican.
Democrat is 300, then 50. And then males is 200, 150, 50.
Oh, I was off by. Oh gosh. I had one thing wrong.
That's not how it goes.
All right. Let me redo this real quick. Data, cases. That's all in there. Mhm.
But how do we know how to find the value of X or the test statistic?
The test statistic
is
is the chi-squared. The 16.204 is the test statistic.
Oh. Didn't know that.
So 16.204
Yes.
is the test statistic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And the p-value is 0.000.
So what is
The P is low, so we're rejecting the null.
What's what, Jordan?
What's 7?
7 is 16.204.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're rejecting the null, so we have sufficient evidence.
And we're saying the degrees of freedom is 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Does it ask for the degrees of freedom?
Back up in 5.
Oh, we're changing it from 6 to 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't count the totals for that.
Oh,
So it would be 3
Okay.
minus 1 times 2 minus 1, which would be 2 minus 1 is 2.
okay.
So
So then if we're rejecting the null,
There's
then we have sufficient evidence to
they're
conclude
not-
that they're not independent.
Yeah. So
the
that
p-value is two-sided, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but it's 0.000, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And then
Now this is when we need the chiropractor thing.
we're doing A, right? For
Yeah.
Or what?
For 9.
Oh.
9 is in.
I'm gonna open my other data set back up.
All right.
I have to click it open and then all hands off. I have to not even breathe on my computer. So the loudest chair. And I have another one. I always mean to swap them out and I just never do it. Because I never think about it until I'm here in class with y'all.
So
Okay, so let's see. So people in Europe, Asia, or Australia and the United States seek chiropractic care for the same reasons. So the null is location and motivation to visit a chiropractor are independent. So we need to look at the numbers to see if the conditions for conducting a chi-square test are satisfied, and they are all above 5, so that does satisfy the requirement, right?
Yes.
wasn't there 2? Oh, it had to be. No, that one's a given a random sample, and then
So do we weight the data again here?
I would like to say yes.
We weight them by the count, right?
Yeah.
And then we go back into analyze and descriptive statistics and crosstabs.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
And then the reason is the row 1 and the location is columns. And then the count is the layer. And we want to make sure we check the chi-square box. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The location is the row.
Oh, I'm not sure I did that right. Then let me double check. Analyze descriptive.
Location is row.
Well, I think so because if you look at because it's the same information that's in the textbook, right? So if you look at that, then the location is the row and the motivation is the columns.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how they're gonna how you signify or how you realize that in a different one.
But we don't do anything with the count, right?
I think the row would probably just be whichever one like
Location, yeah,
is
it says
the
in the
repeated
book,
one.
location goes to rows.
Whichever one what?
is like the repeated one, like Europe, Australia.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it did say location goes to rows, but I wonder why they're backwards then.
Because they like to be rude.
Convenient.
That's good. That's a good note to remember.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
do you guys
I don't
wanna-
know if that's.
And why are they reversed like that? Do we know?
I think because they just.
Why are they reversed?
Yeah, why do they not just put them in the order that they go in? Okay, so then we go down to the total, right?
So wait, did you guys get 8 for degrees of freedom
I
for
did.
number 11?
That's what I got.
I haven't
Okay.
gotten there yet.
Yeah, I got 8.
And the value of the test statistic, you guys get 7.436.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And are these all just two-sided? Do we ever have to worry about whether they're one-sided or not?
It
I
says
think-
two-sided on the chart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think
what
they're all
is the-
two-sided.
So then the p-value would be the 0.490.
I think
Yes.
so.
And we
What's our level of significance? 0.05. So
Yep.
it's
So we
insufficient evidence.
No, it's we. Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
failed to reject the null.
yeah. So
Mhm.
there's insufficient
So-
evidence that.
That they
Not
are.
evidence to suggest that people in the United States go to the chiropractor more than people in other countries.
Yeah. So how do we identify the last one?
Insufficient evidence to suggest that the motivation to visit a chiropractor is not.
Not
Independent.
independent. So
Yes,
it would
would
be
Yeah.
Wait, what?
B.
Because we're
Oh.
looking at dependent versus independent, right? So, but since we're failing to reject the null, then we've got to go with the insufficient evidence that it's not dependent, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Should we submit?
All right, I got it.
All right. Always the gentleman.
You know it. Come on. This thing's a little slow. So far, so good. Give me a sec. 100%. That is good news.
Indeed. Beautiful.
I'm sorry if I was grumpy. I didn't get to sleep until 6 o'clock in the morning last night.
I thought you were fine.
What?
Okay.
You
I think you're right.
I had super bad insomnia, and then I ended up talking to my little brother in Korea for a couple hours because it was like nighttime, so I just didn't sleep.
Yeah, you got
Oh.
nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Do you want someone else to email the teacher, or are you good?
Are we still emailing the teacher, or are we just resubmitting our new study?
I thought we wanted to email first. Did we decide to not do that, or what do you guys want to do? Should we see
Well-
if our old one is salvageable, or should we just go with the new one and then?
Wait, I thought we were going
think-
with milk.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
I
we should
think
go
the
with the
new
new
one.
one. I'm just gonna
Okay.
resubmit it,
Okay.
or I'll even just like email it to her before I resubmit it because I don't actually know how to resubmit something. So
You copy me on that just so I know what's going on. Because when she was saying stuff about the design of the study, I didn't have a basis for comparison because I didn't take good enough notes on what we were talking about. So I just
Yeah.
listened to her when she was saying, you know,
sure. What is your
awesome. Thank you.
BYU Idaho email address?
It just forwards right to